Good day. Here is another video on this prelim exam paper of 2018. We cover question 5 and 6. And it's about functions and their deductions. Question 5 starts like this. It says the graph of f of x, and they give us this equation of this parabola, and g of x, and they give us the equation, are sketched below. They put the g on there, which is a straight line, put the f on there, which is the parabola. The graphs intersect at -2 and 0, that's there, and 4 and 6 there. Then they said, use the graphs to determine the values of x for which, and now we'll handle the questions. Remember, there's a video you can watch, grafieke toepassings en afleidings. Later we will translate it to graphs deductions. Then the question says, use the graphs to determine the values of x for which, I must work out this, this, and this. So the first question asks, find the x values where f of x equals g of x. So the answer is x equals to -2 or x equals to 4. At both those places, they cut each other. Some people call it intersect, and that's where the graphs are equal. Stop the video and get your brain around this. Sorry, question 5.1 was worth 2 marks. The next one asks, where is f of x divided by g of x bigger than or equal to 0? When you have a bigger or equal sign with a times or divide, here it was with a divide, that then means positive. So to find this answer, you must look where both the functions are positive or both are negative and both are equal to 0. But g of x is not allowed to be equal to 0 because it's under in your fraction, and then that'll make it undefined. Here is where both graphs are positive, the straight line over here and the parabola over there. So everywhere between 6 and -2, they're both positive. On this side of 6, he's positive, but he's negative. We're not supposed to go where g of x is equal to 0. That's at -2. Here and here, both graphs are negative. That means left of -2, they're both negative. So everywhere from 6 to -infinity is where I'll find the answer, excluding the -2. So any one of these 3 ways of answering it is allowed. So you can say it's all the x values left of -2, then all the x values from -2 to 6, so the -2 is excluded. Or you can say all the x values left and equal to 6, excluding the -2. Or in interval notation, x is from -infinity up to 6, x is not allowed to be -2. Stop video and get your brain around this. Here is our last inequality, and again it says, where is this bigger than or equal to 0? Find the x values. It's a multiplication inequality, and that means then the bigger than or equal to 0 means positive. That means they want to know for which x values is the gradient of f positive and the graph of g positive, or the gradient of f negative, at the same time g itself is negative. The gradient of f is positive on this red part, and at the same time the g of x is positive for these x values. And because the inequality says bigger and equal to 0, we include the x is 2, we include the x is -2. So our final answer lies between -2 and 2. X bigger than or equal to -2, x smaller than or equal to 2. There is no place where the gradient is negative and g of x is negative. Please stop the video and get your brain around this one. The next question says, question 6 is, they give us this f of x equals 1/4 x squared, so they give us the equation of this parabola. They say write down the equation of g, a new graph. If g is the reflection of this f about the y-axis, write down the equation of h. If f is translated 2 units down to obtain this h, and write down the range of this h. Look at the video, graphs transformations. The answer will be g of x equals 1/4 x to the power of 2. If you reflect something in the y-axis, the rule says the x changes its sign. So here was the original equation of f of x. We rewrite it and change the sign of the x. Then we square it again. Then we get our answer. It's the same as the original equation. You can also look at the original graph, reflect it in the y-axis, and you'll see that will go there and that will go there, so it stays the same. Stop the video and get your brain around this one. The next one, they ask us, write down the equation of this new h if this f is translated 2 units down to obtain this h. Final answer will be h of x is the original equation minus 2. Minus 2 from your original. Please stop the video and get your brain around this one. The last part of this question asks, write down the range of this new graph of h that we just worked out over here. The final answer is y is bigger than or equal to minus 2, written like this or like this. If you drew the sketch, you would see that it sits over here, and the minimum value is minus 2 for y, and the maximum value is infinity. So the range is always our y value, so it's from minus 2, including minus 2, up to infinity. You could have worked it out with algebra by looking at the original equation and saying, I know that x squared is bigger than or equal to 0, times by a quarter on both sides, still bigger than or equal to 0, minus and 2 on both sides, it means this expression is bigger than or equal to minus 2. There's quite a few ways you could have done it. I just opened up the whole question and all three the answers. Get your head around this, please. Please indicate whether you liked or disliked the video and subscribe to the channel.